Okay, so my name is Anastasia, but I go by the nickname of Heccu. I stream Here's the Storm, and I used to do some Here's interviews, like with different like HGC pro players. Unfortunately, there's no more HGC, so I stopped doing that. But I'm kind of thinking of starting to start doing more interviews pretty soon, but it will not be related to Here's the Storm.
Okay, that's cool. And I also like to like sort of start off by sort of seeing what you were like when you were younger. So what was Heku like? What games did you play like as a kid, or like who was like, inspiring you to play games and things like that when you were younger?
Uh, so I guess it kind of started with my childhood friend.
Okay.
He was like Alexander. Like we went to the same kindergarten. Sometimes my mom would just like leave me at his place, like to play and stuff like that. And he had an older brother. Like this like standard story of like, oh, like I watched my older brother play and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't have one, but I found like my friend's older brother that was playing games. So yeah, we watched how he played. We also played. Then when I got a bit older and I started going to school, I started going to the local internet cafe with my
Okay.
classmates,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like how I started getting to actually like into gaming. And my first two games that I played the most was CS 1.5 and Mu Online. Like
Okay.
probably the first one, but the second one is an MMORPG, and it was kind of big here, like in the Baltics.
It was huge. Okay. I've
Yeah.
heard of it. I've never actually played it, but I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like you just kill mobs and you get levels. That's basically like if
Yeah.
in World of Warcraft you at least have quests, you have
Yeah.
raids, you have stuff. They're just like you kill mobs and you get gear. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. That's cool. So, and this is, were you quite competitive, like when you play these games, or was it more like just relaxing and playing games?
That time it was like more relaxing. I played like some other games like for example like Lineage again, like different like more MMORPGs.
Mm-hmm.
Then at one point I discovered League of Legends.
Yeah.
And that's like when I kind of got introduced to esports, because before it was just like the games that I played, like I didn't really care for esports, but with League of Legends, like I really wanted to become better, and the
Mm-hmm.
best way to do it was by watching tournaments, by watching different like, players, like their streams,
Yeah. Professional streamers. Yeah.
yeah, professional streamers, and that's how like I got involved. I was like, oh, there's like a sports for this, like this is a thing. Oh, this is nice. So yeah, like I got into like League of Legends, then I got into a Heroes of the Storm,
Mm-hmm.
and right now I'm following CSGO.
Okay, that's cool. So when you played League of Legends, who did you play when you were like back in the day?
Oh, my main was Lulu, the
Lulu was your
support.
main. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
She's got to be the most frustrating support to play against. You get even a little bit aggressive, she just polymorphs you, and you're like, right,
Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly.
okay. And so, how did that take you from, I'm enjoying like playing MOBAs, watching League of Legends, to, you wanting to like interview people like in Heroes of the Storm?
Mm-hmm. So um, it was 2000. I think it was 2013. It was like the end of the first year like in uni.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to go to Germany, to Cologne, to watch LCS.
Oh,
So it was
cool.
like it was the first year of LCS. It was back then. I don't know how it is right now because I stopped following League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
But it used to be like spring LCS and summer LCS,
Yes.
and like I watched the whole spring part, and I was like, okay, I want to go there. Like I want to see this, and I went to like one of the weeks like of summer.
Mm-hmm.
And like I went there. It was in Cologne. It was in the ESL studio, and it's so tiny. But like this experience was so nice because you sit like and you have like people all around you have like that share your hobby, and like you watch this, you're like, I want to do this. And
Yeah.
like keep in mind, this was after like my first year like of studying biology, and
Mm-hmm.
I look at this, I'm like, this is what I want to do. So I just kept on studying, but in my free time, I would do like something related to
On the side.
esports.
How long ago was this?
This was in 2013.
Okay. Okay. So it's quite a small scene when you're going to like events and stuff back then, was it?
Yeah, I mean, Kind of, yeah. It was like still like League of Legends was like developing. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was the third season of League of Legends.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like I don't know how many seasons are there right now. I've stopped following it.
I'm not sure what season it's on now. I've only recent, like the past 2 years, started picking it up again and just watching it.
Hmm.
But it's mostly just because watching like G2 is amazing. Like,
Yeah, the meme lords.
yeah, pretty much. So I've sort of been hooked in by that. But yeah, plus with no HGC, I need something else to watch. So
Yeah,
it was a league was
yeah,
basically
yeah,
what I fell to.
yeah. And you were asking like, how I got to interviews. So like
Yeah,
I
sorry.
saw
So what was
this.
the next step? Yeah.
Yeah, so like so then I came back home like from like seeing LCS live, and I was like, okay, I want to try to somehow help the local esports scene.
Hmm.
Like if I can do like something related to like League of Legends, that's amazing. If not, then I mean it doesn't matter. Like as long as like there's some kind of esports movement.
Yeah.
So what I started doing is like I offered to one of the local like forums, like which is like related. It was like mostly focused on CS. Like, hey, I can come to your tournament. I can take some pictures. It's just like so there's like some kind of publicity, like so people did get to know about
Hmm.
this stuff. So that's the first thing I started doing, like just like making pictures. But then I left Latvia and I went to Switzerland for 2 years because I went to study biology, like to get like my master's.
Hmm.
So I couldn't really have an influence on my like local, like old local scene. Um, so I decided to look for other ways I can do like maybe something online,
Hmm.
which was like interviews. And I decided to go for interviews like in Here's to the Storm because um, once I get interested in an esports, I want to know everything about it. So
Hmm.
like I look for
You're
different
hooked.
interviews. Yeah, yeah. Like I'll look for all the podcasts,
Hmm.
for all the interviews, for everything that's like possible, and then I face the fact that like yeah, there are some podcasts, but there are no interviews like really when it comes like to Here's to the Storm.
Yeah.
Like no one was really doing it. There were like some things were popping out, but like no one was doing like constantly. So I was like, I mean, if no one's doing it, might as well
Yeah. Might as well be
I
you.
can
Yeah.
do it, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I started going to different events. I mean, I started going to different Here's to some events even before I started doing interviews.
Okay.
Like I would usually get a press pass through Blizzard,
Cool.
and it would be like this, like like you have like those post game interviews,
Hmm.
you have the press sitting, and in the beginning I was just like sitting, like just listening, like having the time of my life, like seeing like the interviews live,
Hmm.
and I saw like the people around me, like filming that. I was like, okay, I don't need to film this because this will be like available online.
Yeah.
No point of like posting the same content. So I went to one event, to the second one, and I never saw such things being posted online. And I was like, okay, then like I'll start recording this and post it myself. Like if people around me like are doing it, but they're not actually
Not posting it.
delivering it to
Yeah.
yeah, like
Hmm.
not delivering to this like to the people, like might as well like I do it. So
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, like but besides like those post game interviews, I also had like one-on-one interviews during the events, and like then like through Skype calls, through Discord calls,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
then eventually like I got actually an opportunity to work with Blizzard. Like it was during the mid-season brawl, like
Hmm.
the last one that we had.
Oh, it was
uh,
okay.
yeah, I mean the last event that we had was BlizzCon,
Yep.
because the cancellation of HGC was in 2018. But like in 2018, like in summer, I got invited to Stockholm. It was Stockholm and Jönköping. It was DreamHack Summer, and like I did interviews there for Blizzard for HGC. So
Yeah.
it was like it's like, oh yes, finally, it's like so cool. I'm going to do this. Yeah, it was nice.
So how did that sort of affect you? Because you've gone from being like you've done this on the side, you've then made
Hmm.
it to like Blizzard and actually started, interviewing these pros and stuff to then have it cancelled. So how did that sort of affect you from it just being like sort of taken away?
It was kind of hard because like I was so involved. Like like I saw like the scene growing like since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Like like I watched every time like when they had something at Gamescom, every time like they had a Katowice, then like they had AGC. Like I would not miss like anything, and then all of a sudden like it comes to an end, and you're like,
Oh man.
oh man, yeah. And it also kind of, uh, I saw it as like as a possible, like career, like okay, like here's esports is growing, and I can grow together with it.
Yeah.
Like they help me, I help them, like everyone is happy, and then like they cut it off, and I'm like, okay, I need to think what I need to do now. Like I don't know, like if I try to find a different game, or like if I just like focused on like my degree, like in like
Yeah.
biology and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
it seemed like that was quite a current, like a lot of pros were going the sort of same way. They either had like
mm-hmm.
school or whatever they could fall back on. But I think there was a documentary, I can't remember what it was called. Someone put it on YouTube, and I didn't realize that Blizzard were like fronting people's wages and stuff like that. I didn't realize they were just paying people a wage. I thought this was like paid by sponsors and things like that. So like it was sort of eye opening to realize like all of this was paid for by Blizzard, and then they just went and just stopped it. I was like, wow, okay. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a bit scary. So what, like all your interviews, what's like some of your favorite interviews?
My most favorite interview probably is the one that I made with Shrimpy.
Okay.
It was during Western Clash,
Mm-hmm.
in Kiev, in Ukraine. So first of all, it was right after they made the boy band video, but they didn't post it yet.
Okay.
Like when like the Brexit boys and stuff like that. Uh, but the thing is, it was my first ever time when I had to re-record the the interview, because I kept on failing the beginning. Like if before I was just like I would turn on the camera, sit down, and just like have a conversation with
Mm-hmm.
him. Like I sit down and I start talking and make a mistake, and I'm like, and I was like, can I make it like can I re-record? He's like, yeah, sure. Like, and in the beginning, kind of felt like maybe he was like not like really comfortable. He was like sitting all serious. By the third take, he was just like, she's going to feel it again. Like, but like I would say that was like the most fun interview that I
That's
had.
good. So how much prep did you put into like interviewing people? Do you actually like obviously think ahead about I'm going to interview this person? How much time do you put into like this is what I'm going to ask, or is it like similar questions you would ask the same like different people?
I write like a whole text,
Like a proper list? Okay.
a whole like I think like Google Doc with like what I want to say, how I want to say it, like. And I remember, my first ever interview I made with Smexy in Katowice in 2017. It was like I was so stressed. I had the thing like printed out, like I was preparing, like sitting in the press room, just like
Yeah.
learning it by heart, like. Yeah,
Well,
it's fun.
my first one, my first ever interview or like podcast I did was with a StarCraft 2 Pro called Denver, and I was so nervous that it was the same. Like I still have a Word doc open just now, like on my second screen, but like just bullet points so I roughly know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd written out everything, like word for word, what I was gonna say, because I was just like, if I forget how to speak, I need to remember.
Yeah,
so I'm just like, but listening back to it, it was so like robotic. I was like, like it was so. I was just like, I need to make it sound more natural, otherwise it's just not gonna work. So yeah.
But I kind of feel it's probably like, at least for me, it's like even more stressful because English is not my first language.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, okay, I might fail because I'll just forget how to talk in English. You're just like,
Yeah,
and you'll
yeah.
be like sitting there like, how do you say this thing? And then you just kind of sound like as if, I don't know, you don't know the language, or like
Yeah.
you did not prepare, and you don't want to look like that. You want to be like professional right away,
Yeah, well, that was what was even harder, was he was French and his English was good, but there
Mm-hmm.
was a few times it was like, oh, how do you say in English? And I'm like, oh man, I don't know what he's trying to say here. This is this is so
That's
awkward. But
embarrassing.
I was just like, well, just move on, So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, nah, it just sort of comes with the mistakes as well. I've a few that if I just mess up, I just keep going. It's rather than
Mm-hmm.
edit out, it just looks more natural if you're just like, yep, shouldn't have said that. Okay, keep going. So.
Mm-hmm.
So you obviously still play HOTS, yeah?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I've caught your stream quite a bit. You've also done like it seems like CSGO like breakdown streams and stuff as well. So what other games do you start playing at the moment?
Right now, it's Here's the Storm and CS. And
Mm-hmm.
even when it comes to CS, I don't really play it at the moment. I just watch a lot of tournaments. I watch VODs.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to different podcasts, because it's like because like with Heroes of the Storm, like I played League of Legends and I came to Heroes of the Storm and like I kind like I kind of had the mechanics.
Yep.
Like it was easier for me to understand the game, so it was easiest for me to adjust and actually become good at the game.
Yeah.
When it comes to CS:GO, like I just don't have the FPS mechanics, like shooting, running around like in 3D, like it's just too hard, and it's like it's not something you can learn like in a week.
No.
There's like it takes just so much time to grind. So I'm really right, like I sat down and like I was like, okay, Hecco, are you trying to become a good player? Are you trying to become a professional CS:GO player, or like like a top tier CS:GO streamer? Nah, nah, you're not. Like like okay, maybe if I'll see like for 3 years nonstop and play the game all like
Mhm.
like during like all my time, but like then in 3 years I'll be 30. I'm like, okay, guys, I'm ready to play CS:GO. Like
Seriously,
for you,
yeah.
like yeah, seriously, at 30. No, no, that's like when people usually like end their careers and
Yeah.
yeah, and I was never like interested in like actually becoming a pro in any game. Like I always
Mm.
wanted to play good, to be like, okay, I understand the game. I play like on a decent level, so I can talk about the game. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't see myself getting a decent level in CS:GO, but I'm trying to like get all the information that I can.
Yeah.
Like
I can relate
from.
with that definitely. Like I quite enjoy watching a lot of pro scenes, and I mean I can most games I'm lucky if I get like above average at skill level.
Mhm.
I'll even put in good hours to it, and I'm like I'll sit around like gold, plat in most games I play. But
Mhm.
like StarCraft was one I'd play a lot, and then yeah, like the skill level of like the top players. I could play for 15 years straight and I would be like diamond if at most, Like I just
Mhm.
know my natural abilities aren't there. But
Yeah.
so when you're playing heroes, what heroes are you playing?
So right now I kind of became a Chromie main and an
Okay.
Orb Mink main,
Ah, Ming's
which
good.
everyone is kind of judging me for my build. Uh, but I'm I
you,
don't know,
you
like
don't go laser Ming, do you?
Orb, Glass Cannon, and Laser. Yeah, it's basically I'm trying to be like a second Chromie. Like you just stand so like super far away and just throw stuff. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, she is super strong. I think. I mean, most of the stuff I stream is HOTS or like MOBA related. So again, a good few people listening, they'll probably be like they'll know what we're talking about. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like Ming especially, I'll go into games and I'm like, oh, this guy's taking is it Pulse? Is that what it's called? The other ult where like it pushes you.
Yeah. Yes.
Like you just take that like, oh, okay, maybe this guy's good, and then you'll have teammates and she's like, oh, this guy's taking laser. It's all like, just like the game's over.
Yeah,
But
that's me.
that's you.
Yeah, I mean, wait. So for a real long time, okay. When it comes to Heroes of the Storm,
Mhm.
like I joined the game like during beta, and since I played supports before, I started playing like Malfurion, Right Wing,
Mhm.
Uther, and stuff like that. Then I was like, okay, as a support, it's like so hard to do something like to have like a huge influence.
Yeah.
So I started playing AD carries. So that's when I started playing Sylvanas. I started playing Jaina. Then there was my tank phase.
Okay.
So like I was like I don't know, like Johanna one trick, and so far like Johanna is like my most played hero. Like I have her like level 109 is something around that. Like
Just a few games.
for
Yeah.
yeah,
One
I
or two.
played some
One or
Johanna
two.
games
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I kind of came back to playing range assassins. Like I still can tank, but like
Hmm.
it's way more fun. Like being that tank who's like, okay, now I'm initiating now, but I need to keep an eye, like if I need to peel like and help
Hmm.
someone. But like when you're just a range carry, you just throw your abilities, you try to kill. If you die, and like, is it your fault? No, like the tank didn't peel, the support didn't heal, you didn't get a cleanse.
Oh
It's not
wow.
your fault.
It's not me. Yeah. That's it. Well, it's weird because my progression was like I used to play Lily because I
Mm-hmm.
was so like I don't want to jump into ranked. I don't know how to play this game, so I would play Lily nonstop. Then I was like, wait, I can play tanks, and they die a lot harder. So they get killed a lot
Yeah.
harder. So I would stay alive, but I would never engage. I'd play like Muradin, and I would sit like so far back. I'd be like, I never die.
Hmm.
This is easy. And then I got brave enough to play like assassins, and now that's like all I play. So
Yeah.
it's slowly get there. So what esports do you watch then? You watch CS:GO? Do you watch anything else?
No, right now I watch only CS:GO because
Obsessed.
like I'm really yeah, I'm just like focusing. I try to get like as much information as I can like in this like short period of time.
Okay. And I mean, I've seen bits and bobs because again, I actually liked watching CS:GO back in the day. I haven't seen it in a while, but same with Valorant as well. It seems I played that for a bit when it came out because everyone was playing it, and it's too. Honestly, it just seems like it's too much. Like it's in my head, it's too difficult. It's very similar to CS:GO. If I played a shooter, it would be like COD. It'd be a little bit easier. Not to
Hmm.
someone that's like COD's really difficult, but I
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
it's definitely. I just peek in a corner and I'm like, I'm dead. Peek in a corner, I'm dead. I'm like, that's just
yeah.
not
You
fun.
you show a shoulder just like and
Yeah,
it's
she's like,
done.
oh yeah, it's
Done.
like shoots you in the shin and you're dead. It's like, right, yeah. So, and it's over. So
Mm.
how do you see yourself like now you've finished like your interviewing and stuff? Are you wanting to now try and pursue potentially doing interviews in CS:GO or other games or?
Yes, exactly. That's my plan. So like right now, what I'm doing is I'm learning things about the game. I'm learning things about the scene and about what is happening right now and what used to happen, like what happened maybe some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I can actually use it in the like for my interviews because like you can. There's like two types of interviews you can do. You can make the super basic interview where it's like, what's your favorite gun?
Yeah.
What is the resolution that you play on, like and things like that, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's like it's not something that I would, for example, I would be interested in watching,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe it's something like you start an interview with a player and you're like, okay, so you used to play with this guy and you had a conflict
Mm-hmm.
and now you're playing again, like oh, like is everything fine now, like like you just put it, like, you take like the history, like, or maybe like you take like something from the game,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah, I must say, I think those interviews you get like, yeah, like the game ends and someone goes, "So how was that for you?" Like that's a basic,
mhm.
like, and then
Yeah, yeah,
you'll get people that are obviously like technically sound, like obviously what you're trying to do, and say, "Well, this guy tried to backdoor here. He went to A, should have gone to B or whatever." And those are like
yeah.
kind of ones. If I know the game, I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." They're
That's
better
more interesting.
interviews.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's as far as my CS:GO knowledge goes, by the way.
yeah,
A to B,
yeah.
but yeah, yeah, those are definitely better. That's cool. So how do you plan to like sort of break it? Are you just going to just keep pushing out content, related to breaking down games or?
So my plan is to basically do the same thing that I did with Heroes of Storm, is start doing interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like you start doing interviews like with like you have like one player, a second one, and then slowly gets easier to get like more and more interviews, and maybe with more like with players that like is like harder to reach because like they see like, oh, you made like so many interviews with players that I know, like yeah, sure, I can give you an interview. So like,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe you can reach like someone from like the top 30, like from the top 5,
Yeah.
and then eventually, for example, because like the thing is when it comes to CS:GO, they have a lot of events, they have a lot of leagues,
Mm-hmm.
so like they need talent, like right now everyone is like sitting at home, so it's maybe like easier for like some kind of host or interviewer to have like to participate in one league like today and then a different league tomorrow,
Right.
but like
Okay. So they cross over. Yeah.
yeah, but like once the borders will like open, you have a situation when like there might be like not enough people to do
Right. Yeah, that makes
interviews,
sense.
to host and stuff like that. Because like uh because like you also kind of want people that like understand the game and
Mm-hmm.
maybe like are a part of the community. That's what I want to do. Like I want to become like a part of the community. I'm ready to put in like my time, my effort. Like just
That's the thing.
everything.
CS:GO is massive in EU as well. Like again, I think a lot of opportunities are like only big in,
Yes.
in the US. Whereas like
Yeah.
CS:GO is huge, I guess, over here too. So
Yes. It
that's
is.
that's that's
It
kind
is.
of good.
It's big.
Yes, big.
It's big.
So do you?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you have like a favorite team? I know like as an interviewer, you're probably supposed to say like neutral, but do you have like a team you're secretly like, yeah, I want them to win, or a player even that's like he's really good.
Uh, it's kind of like really simple in a way that like I like the teams that have players from the Baltic states,
Oh,
especially
okay,
the
yeah.
ones that have Latvians, you know.
Hmm.
And I guess at the moment it would be two teams.
Hmm.
It's FaZe Clan and Virtus Pro, because those are the two teams that are in top 30 and have Latvians. So one is Yakinder, he's in Virtus Pro, and he got signed not so long ago. And the other one is Broky, and he plays for FaZe Clan. And
Okay.
another thing that FaZe Clan got, they signed Bimas, who is Lithuanian, who's also from the Baltic states. So now they have like two, like it's a top tier team, and they have two players from the Baltic states. It might like not sound like something big
Hmm.
like to you, like for me, just like,
That's huge.
oh, this is big, this is huge.
So you're lucky though, because like the UK, you'll get a few, especially England. They have a lot more professional gamers, or especially commentators. Actually, there's a lot of commentators seem to come out of England. I think they're maybe just well spoken or something. I don't know, but
They know how to talk. They
yeah,
sound
they
they
know how to
sound
speak. Yeah,
good. They
yeah.
sound really good.
So like Scottish, and they just roll their R's, and it's like hard to understand. But yeah, like I think there was the only one I remember come out of Scotland. There was a guy Snoopy. He used to be a jungler
Yes.
for
Yeah, for EG.
and he was like a celebrity here, man. Like everyone was like, he's the only guy in Scotland to ever go like professional, you know. And yeah, yeah, that was really cool. But I think I don't know what it is. Just no one really here manages. I think it's just probably the amount of people. But you're lucky. You've got all these pros that are all around you in all these different countries in the EU, man. It's yeah, it's a big bit of water between me and all those pros. So, but yeah, that is exciting. I must admit. So when I support people, it's got to be for, oh, he's quite funny, or he's, good player or something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So sorry, I forgot to say at the start. I did mention that my stream is like a little bit like fitness related. So what do you do to like keep fit, like nutrition wise or like fitness wise?
So right now, like I go to the gym on like on a weekly basis. So I'll explain like this. Like the relationship that I had with the gym was usually like this. I take a 1 month subscription. I go full try hard for a month, and then I skip gym for 2 months.
Okay.
And then like this is what like I used to do, like so I was like, okay, I'm going like to the gym like like 5 times a week for a whole month, and then for 2 months like I don't see gym like at all. And like I know like you come back, you're like, no, like I need to do the gym, I need to do this, and you again like you do like for 1 month, and like I can skip a little bit, and again you get those like 2-3 months. But last summer I was like, no, I'm actually doing gym. And
Just like,
since like last summer, like I've been like last summer, like during summer and autumn, I went to the gym like 6-7 times a week. So like I actually like went every day.
cool,
Right
yeah.
now, I'm down like to 4 or 5. I was doing like a really good job at not skipping gym, but like the corona kind of sabotaged it.
Yeah, kind of
Because
sucker punch, yeah.
yeah, because like they just, I mean, it was just basically closed. Like, it's not because like I was lazy, because it's just closed. But I found an alternative. I just started like walking a lot.
Yeah.
So I set up myself a goal in April to walk at least 10 kilometers every day.
Oh, that's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I end up at 300 something. I don't remember how much, but a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I walked a lot.
So when you actually go to the gym, do you have like a set routine, or do you just like sort of, I know I will go on machines, or do you do cardio? What's your sort of plan?
So it is usually like upper body and lower body. So like upper body, well, I'll be doing like lats, like like the
Yeah,
I
lat pull
just
downs, yeah. That's
yeah,
right.
like right now like I'll be like maybe like showing things, because like if like the lat machine like I still like know this, but like the rest like like the one like you sit down, like you stretch your legs and like you pull towards yourself like with like
Your lat press as well. Your pull, sorry, lat pulls. Yeah, sorry. That's
lat pull is it's just like. So like I like yeah, basically I don't know the names, but like I have like a friend, like a really really close friend, like who is he is
like trainer, or is he just like?
yes, exactly, he has
cool.
education like to be in being like a professional trainer.
Okay.
And like so he told me the things to do. I was like, okay, those are the things like I do. Okay, so like yeah, but when it comes like to leg day, it'll be like hip thrusts, it will be squats and things like that. And sometimes like if I arrive to the gym and I'm like, okay, I had like leg day like maybe like 2 days ago, and yesterday I had like upper body. Today I can afford myself something like cardio day.
Okay, yeah.
Then it's like the lazy day, like when you do like the running, the bicycle and stuff like that. But then you still get like I went to the gym.
Tick, yeah.
It's like.
See, mine's the opposite. I actually prefer doing, even though I'm not gonna say I'm doing big weights, but I'll go do weights, and then my cardio day is like, I really don't want to. It just seems like so much more effort. So I'm like, I'll do like running or cycling, and I'll set like you've got to do this much in this space of time, so I can't just like just lazy cycle. So and it's like I used to have to like trick myself into doing it. So I'd actually download like films, or like I'd download like LCS or StarCraft games. I just put it on my phone. I just be cycling and like sitting with my headphones on, and like someone will sit next to me and be like, "Is that guy sitting watching video games while he's cycling in his bike?" I'm like, "Yep."
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
that's what I would sometimes do. Like, there's like free Wi-Fi like in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
so just bring a tablet, you just put it there, and then just like you sit and you work out, and you're good.
That's it. Goes. Oh,
Easy.
that's good that you've got like a set plan that you go to. I mean, it's definitely like, it seems like more and more people in the like gaming industry are taking it more seriously. I've seen that. I think
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken in other podcasts about it. Is like even the pro scene, like again, League of Legends and stuff. Like a lot of the players have in their contract that they have to do set amount of exercise.
Really?
Like yeah, like they've got to do like at least a 20 or 30 minute walk a day, things like that, because it like improves the way their mental health and things like that. I don't know if they
Yeah.
I don't know if they follow it, but
Yeah.
but that was quite interesting because I mean, especially I've seen some people that are trying to go professional and they sit at their computer for like 15 hours a day, and it's obviously what you have to do, but if you don't leave, if you're sitting there every day 15 hours a day, that's got to have like some kind of toll on your mental health, surely.
It does. It does. When I just came back to Latvia, like after like living for 2 years in Geneva, I for half a year like I stayed at my mom's place. So
Hmm.
like and like I had like like a maybe like 9 square meter room in which like I slept and I played like and I streamed. And it was winter, and winter in Latvia is like really depressing. There's no sun, it's rainy, it's snowy, so you have this like you have no lights, you have like only like your room because you don't even feel like going outside because the weather is so bad.
It's cold, yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of gets depressing because like this is like the only thing you see every day.
Just your
So
computer, yeah.
yeah, because like your computer and like then you, I don't know, like you move like 2 meters in the front and there's your bed. That's it.
Hmm.
So it was depressing, and so in the end, like I moved out to make sure like I have my space to work in and I have my space to sleep in. So like at least like I change rooms.
Mm.
At least that.
A little bit of a different scene, yeah.
Yeah, a little
Mm.
bit since like if you I can't really imagine the people that are like, being like those that are professional like professional players that like they must like play at least like 8 hours a day like and that's like playing, like
Yeah.
there's also a part like when they just want to like chill and watch Netflix, maybe like talk to their friends. In the end it might be like 10, 12 hours and you just like sit there
Hmm.
all day long in the dark. Probably depressing.
A little bit. Well, it was like some of the contracts were like, it's not even just playing. It's actually like you can't just stream yourself playing a game like solo queue. It's like you're playing with a set for other people, or you're like reviewing old games to try and like so your brain's constantly like, right, what am I doing wrong here? How can I improve? It's not like
Mm-hmm.
well, like when I'm
AFK,
streaming,
like
I'm just like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
half
yeah,
asleep,
AFK.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that must be tough. But same with like the isolation stuff. I mean, and talking about health as well, like the coronavirus stuff, like people that are sort of stuck into, uh, I mean, like even for me, a lot like I work a 9 to 5, so like when I'm not streaming, I'm just sitting at home at a computer. I finish work. And I'm still sitting at the computer and I start streaming, so I basically don't leave my computer chair. I have to
Yeah.
force myself. I'm like, right, I've got to go to the gym. I need to move, otherwise I'd just be the size of a house probably. So, but so
Yeah.
how about coronavirus? How's that affected you, like where you are and stuff?
It didn't affect that much. Like I guess like when it comes to my life, since like I'm not a party animal. Like I don't care if like the bars are open or if they're closed. For me, the biggest influence was that I couldn't go to the gym.
Hmm.
But outside of that, it was pretty good because um, we were like really efficient. We had 17 cases when the government decided to close schools, to close universities, to close bars, to close the borders. So we managed to like stop it like right in the
Yeah,
beginning.
just cut it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so sensible. So do you have any like limitations now? Do you have to wear masks, or are you still like have to keep your distance?
So the only time when we had to wear masks was like it was some time ago, and you had to wear them in the public transport. Like
Okay, yeah.
if you want to take a bus, then like you
Hmm.
had to wear a mask. But now like, they cancel it. Right now, I think it is still you need to keep a 2 meter distance. I'm not sure when it comes to gatherings. I think maybe it's like maximum 25 people. But I'm actually not sure. But like I know it's not as strict as in many countries. Like
Okay,
still.
yeah. I think well, ours is like now, as of this weekend, you have to wear masks in if you go like some of the shops are opening up and like I say bars and stuff, but you have to wear a mask or you don't get in sort of thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the government can issue fines and things. So, but yeah, but I don't know. It's especially speaking to some of the guys in the states, it feels like we got off pretty light, you know. So
Yeah, yeah.
kind of just like glad. So and talking about fitness stuff, how about your like nutrition and things? So you do you have like meal plans or do you just sort of eat whatever you want?
So a year ago, when I decided to go full hardcore, like on the gym,
Hmm.
I also decided to start caring for what I eat. Because again, like when once I came back to Latvia, like the prices that we you have like here is like they're so low comparing to Switzerland. You know, like they're like it's like a meal from McDonald's costs like 13 euros.
Okay, that's wild. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
and here it's like four. So
Okay,
you feel a difference, right?
we're somewhere in between. We're like, well, actually, maybe I'm just a fat bastard. I don't know. Mine's just like I have like mine's like nine. Mine's like €9, maybe €10.
Yeah, but I'm
So,
talking the drink, the fries, the
hmm
Big Mac. So like that
like a
like
meal. Yeah.
standard like a standard meal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then when I came back here, like I was eating like 5 times a week in McDonald's. Like I was just like like for all the time I didn't manage to eat in McDonald's in Geneva, I decided to compensate
So is that your
for
is
it.
that still your cheat meal of choice? Is McDonald's like your go-to?
I did not go for to McDonald's for almost a year.
A year? Oh, I couldn't do that.
Almost a
That's
year
too
with
long.
no McDonald's. Like at this point, it's just like like more of like to prove myself, I can do
I
it,
can
but
do this. Yeah.
I can keep on. Yeah, like on the 22nd of July, it'll be like my whole year of no McDonald's.
Wow, that's actually impressive. I'm a total monster for McDonald's. So like I try to eat like really healthy like 6 days a week, and then that
Yeah.
seventh I will have like horrendous stuff like so my McDonald's order would probably scare most people, but it was also shut here for like 3 months with coronavirus.
Yeah.
So it just opened like last couple of weeks, and the day it was
Hmm.
open, it's only drive-through as well. And we
Yeah.
went. It opened at 11 o'clock, and it was like right.
There was a line.
I'm gonna get up 10 to 11. We're gonna get there, and there was like 15 people in front of us. It was so busy.
Whoa.
Like they were closing roads, and oh, it was so stupid. So, but the double cheeseburger was worth it. It tasted pretty good, so it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But yeah.
did you still have like cheat days though? And would you still have like a day off of healthy food?
So when it comes to like the way like the things that I eat, so a year ago I went like on a really strict diet. Like I had like a calorie deficit. I would eat only the things that I eat at home because that was the only way I could actually count what
Your
I'm
calories,
eating.
yeah.
Yeah. And I focused on eating like a lot of protein, a decent amount of carbs, and like
Hmm.
not so many fats. But in the beginning of this year, I tried out keto,
Okay, yeah.
and I kind of have mixed feelings about it because I got like really good results, but the fact that I had to count like all the carbs was like so
It's a
hard.
lot of effort, yeah.
It's not even it's like I have no problems, like not eating sugar, like
Hmm.
no bread, fine, no potatoes, I'm okay with that, no
Hmm.
pasta, I'm all fine with that. Like even like the fact that you go to a store, like, can I take this thing? No, it has sugar. Like that's still fine.
Hmm.
But the fact that like I need to count like even the vegetables that I'm eating
Hmm.
because they have carbs, and you need to go like below 20 carbs a day. I didn't eat carrots for 2 months because I need to keep it below like
So you don't
20
want to check
grams.
the carbs. Oh, right, that sucks.
It was it's just like this carb thing was, and sometimes like you would end up like looking at your spreadsheet. You're like, okay, what do I need to eat? Like I just need to eat fat, and then you're sitting like you're. How can I just eat fat? Like
Just
and
fat, yeah.
you end up just like sitting, like you're watching Netflix. You're sad because you're sitting like with a jar of olives, and that's the only thing you
That's
can eat
it, yeah.
today.
It's a lot easier to eat like, oh, I'm short on carbs. To have like a high carb meal or a high protein meal is very easy, or even like a protein shake. But yeah,
Yeah,
just like a really high fat meal, it's not going to taste great normally. Like I'm trying to think what you could actually eat that's going to be great that isn't going to include carbs and stuff, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
olives.
So olives, a jar of olives. That's what I mean. A few of my
Yeah,
mates used to do like full fat peanut butter, and I remember they used to like just eat out the jar. I was just like, that's
yeah.
so strange, man. I couldn't do that, but yeah. Oh well, so yeah, it sounds like you've got quite a decent like meal plan too. So yeah. Sorry, do you have like a cheat meal? Like, do you have anything else you'll like? You say McDonald's, like anything else you'll be like, okay, I've been really good this week. Can I have? I don't know.
Yeah, right now I'm not so strict when it comes to my diet. So,
Okay.
like whenever I feel like okay, I wanna like go full hardcore, like yeah, like I started doing like the Excel files in which like I write down all the things that I'm eating to see the nutritions. But right now I'm more like I ate really good today. I ate really good like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow I can afford myself an ice cream. Things like that, like because especially when it's like super hot, like not so long ago it was like 30 degrees, like you're sweating and you're just like you really want an ice cream. And that's like, I mean, that's a lot of carbs, like the amount of sugar they put there.
Oh yeah. And like all the like low sugar ice creams, they taste so bad in comparison. Like you can put
We don't
so
even
many.
have those.
You have them here that's like they're not sugar free, but they're like low
Yeah,
sugar or low fat or whatever, and they
they
do
taste
the
like
like it's full of
sadness.
sweeteners and they go taste the same. And then you taste it and like this tastes like crap. That's awful, But yeah, it's not the same. There was like one of my friends showed me a site. What was it called? It's like the sugar free mega store, and it's like
Mhm.
it's quite good because I don't know, like you're saying ice cream something you'll like do. Do you ever like have like cravings for crisps or like chocolate and stuff?
I do, but it's kind. When it comes, I really like chips or crisps.
Crisps,
I'm
sorry,
sorry,
yeah,
like
yeah,
how
sorry,
you say
crisps, yeah,
crisps.
yeah.
Like I have like no problem saying no to them. Like when I'm going to the store, like I pass them, I'm like no, and like saying no once is super easy. But if I make the mistake of buying them and then like I lie to myself that like I'll eat them during the whole week. Like I'll take
Hmm.
like a little bit like on the plate, eat this, and that'll be done. Like that's like lying to myself. That never happens. Like you take a little bit, you're like, I can go for more. I can go for more. Oh no, it's empty. Because it's already at the home, and it's really hard to like to say no when like it's like 5 meters away from you, and you keep on seeing, and you're
Just
like, no.
nah, I've got to go back. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
more like that's why I have like a cheat day because if I have like one bit of chocolate or again like a couple crisps, that's it. I'm like, oh, I might as well. I've ruined it. I might as well have like a really bad day, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So I need to just
It
like
goes.
stay away 100% until my cheat day. That's how my brain works. So,
Hmm.
but yeah. So normally to like finish off, I don't know if you're up for this, but we do like a quick fire question round. So it's just like before I came on, when I stream, I just say like I'm going to interview you. Is there any questions you would like to answer? Ask her. So if you're up for it, I can. All the questions are a bit different. None of them are really related. If you're up for that.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So let's see. So when you aren't streaming, what games do you play?
Right now, I actually don't play anything because I just like
Nothing.
watch. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I used to play a lot of things before I started streaming,
Hmm.
and when I started like streaming, it's just like I play like Here's the Storm, and then like in the end of that, like then like I'm tired because it used to be like I would study or I'd have my internship, then I have my stream, and afterwards you're just like I want to relax. I don't want to like stress out. I want like Netflix.
Hmm.
So and right now I'm in the state of like I don't have to study anymore. I still have I have my stream, but I feel like all the free time that I have, I need to put in like into like developing myself.
Yeah.
So I do like just like streams of like I mean like I just like watch stuff like as like tournaments, VODs and stuff like that.
Learning. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, learning.
And so you mentioned Netflix there. So that's one of the questions I've got is what TV shows do you watch?
Oh, right now I'm watching Dark.
Oh, Dark's supposed to be really creepy. My flatmate keeps telling me to watch it, but I haven't touched it yet. So
Okay, okay. So basic, it is.
no
You can say
spoilers
it's
though.
like
No
no,
spoilers.
no, no. I mean, it's not a spoiler, but it's like. Did you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah, I've seen bits of Stranger Things. Yeah.
It's like German Stranger Things. Maybe
Okay.
like more like more sophisticated, like more complicated, like but
More
it's like
complex.
really
Okay.
interesting. Yeah, more complex.
Hmm.
And so like the thing is that the original like it is German, so like everything is in German, but you can like on Netflix you can change like to the English dub.
Hmm.
And a few days ago, I was like watching one of the episodes, and I started like, hearing a voice, and I'm like, I think I feel like a bit. It's not like uncomfortable, but like I recognize this voice, and I feel like a bit like like goosebumps.
Okay.
And I'm like, wait, is this? And like I started googling, and I'm like, yeah, that's the actress that voiced Sylvanas.
Oh,
And, like
really?
and yeah, exactly. And I'm
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
that explains it because like right away I started getting those goosebumps because like all the trailers that you
Where's
have
this
like with
from?
Sylvanas, like she has like that special voice,
Yeah.
like and
That's
like and
yes, that's kind
yeah.
of cool. There's like what was it? Oh yeah, it's I don't know if you've ever played StarCraft. The guy who does Tychus's voice in
Mhm.
StarCraft and obviously HOTS as well.
Yeah.
That's the same guy who does Optimus Prime. So it was
Oh,
so like when he came on, I think it was like a BlizzCon, and he came on and he was like he just did like Tychus's voice, and he goes, "I'm also," and then he just went Optimus Prime, and everyone was like, "No!" Like,
oh,
so I was like, "Yeah, Optimus Prime's probably a little bit more famous than Tychus," but
yeah.
that was really cool. But I'm gonna have to give it a watch now then. Just off of
I
that
would
alone.
recommend. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, One thing I would recommend you right away, like so, like it will not. So first of all, it's not the series that you watch, like as a background thing, like like, that you can just like check out like from time to
Mm.
time.
You gotta pay
Uh,
attention.
you gotta pay attention because otherwise you'll turn your head and be like, who is this? Why it's happening? Oh. Like you
Yeah.
really need to pay attention to the
Okay.
story and
Okay.
remember names.
And remember names. I'm
Names.
awful with that. So that's what you're watching just now, is it?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Okay. So if you could be professional at any game, what game would it be?
if I would be able to become a professional,
Like you could give yourself the best skills at any game to be professional, what would it be?
mm, I would actually say probably like CS.
Yeah.
I'll probably say because like okay because like if I would be good like at CS like a CS:GO and stuff like that, that means I'm really good at FPS games
In general, yeah.
in general. So like maybe I can get a career not only in CS:GO but like also in other shooters.
Hmm. So do you
Yeah.
think this is my question? Do you think do you think it's easier for someone professional at CS:GO to play, say, Overwatch than the other way around?
I can't really give this opinion because like if
Controversial, but yeah.
no because like if you don't have this like it's like I can't play football and I cannot play basketball and
Yeah.
then you ask me like, hey, is it harder like for a basketball player to play football or for a football player to play
Yeah.
basketball? I don't
Dunno.
know.
Dunno.
I don't know.
Okay, no, that's good. It's a safe answer. Do you watch any other streamers?
Do I watch any other streamers? Yes. When it comes, so right now, if I watch like some like like random CS:GO streamers.
Hmm.
Always I watch like some like good old friends when it comes to Here's to the Storm.
Okay.
Like I watch Grubby, I watch
Grubby's good, man.
Galaxy,
Everyone, honestly, that's like the most. If I say like what streamers do you
Nuptix,
watch,
Chris.
it's like Grubby seems to be like the biggest name that pops up. Like most folk,
Yeah,
even like I like watching him play Warcraft, like watching him play, and
yeah,
he's very much like for me. I just put him on sometimes, and I'm not necessarily watching, but he's just
yeah,
his chat and he's entertaining. It's just like you can just leave it on. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah. It is.
But okay, it's good. Yeah, it's always good to see if like streamers watch others, you know. So what's the worst video game you've ever played?
The worst video game I've ever played. don't know, Minesweeper. I know.
Minesweeper. That count as a video game? I guess it does.
I mean, it does. But yeah, I don't think I ever had a situation when I'm like I would like play a game, like I would finish again. I'm like, wow, this is trash. Like I wasted time.
You've never
Like
had that experience?
no, no,
God, I
no.
must have played too many games.
Maybe. I guess like when it comes to me, like I didn't play like too many titles, but like some of the titles I played, I spent like a lot of time doing it. You
Yeah,
know,
okay.
like World of Warcraft, you invest a lot of time into that. Like, or if you like, for me, like it was like Heroes of the Storm, you also like invest a lot of time.
Yeah, there
But
are
it's
games like because they are free. You, I don't know, the game. Like even if it was rubbish, you'd be like, "Oh, it's a free game," you know. Like it's not like if you put money into a game and it's bad, you're like, oh, "I just got robbed of like 40 quid. That's great," you know. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. I think you've kind of answered this one. It was like, "What's your favorite fast food?"
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
like something from McDonald's.
McDonald's. Okay, that's good.
Big Tasty with bacon. That was the last thing
Oh,
I
big
ate. That
tasties
was
are amazing.
yeah.
Ah, well, the McDonald's here is like they have limited menus. They haven't opened to like so all you can get is like double cheeseburgers, quarter pounders, Big Macs. You can't get like mozzarella dippers or the selects and stuff. You can't get the good stuff. So it's like you just have.
Why?
So I don't know. I think it's just because it's only drive-through. So I think they're just wanting like really simple orders. So
Oh
I
yeah.
think so they
Okay.
can just like chuck people out like go next, next, next.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I think
They
so.
have maybe like they already have like a lot of stuff prepared, so they're just like packing it.
It's probably like 4 days old. They're just heating it up in the microwave, you know. It doesn't matter. And they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
no McFlurries. That was the worst part. No McFlurries. I was like, come on, this is ridiculous. But I still ate it, so it doesn't matter. Actually, this is one I asked a few others as well. So when you were younger and you played games, was there any game that you just destroyed your friends at? Like you were miles better than any of your friends.
Mm, there was a moment. Does Dance Dance Revolution count as a game?
That's how it absolutely does.
That was the moment like when like I remember like we had like a slumber party, and there's like mats that you can like use at home. You,
Yeah.
you plug it like to your PC and like and you dance it like at home. So I think like we were like six girls like and I had like one mat and another girl had like had it. And we plug it in, and she's like, "Do you dance?" Like, yeah, like I do it from time to time. And then it just destroyed.
Just
Everyone was like,
wrecked everybody.
"Yeah."
You
But
play
that's
this
like
game
the
and then
only
you
game.
take off, then you just take it's like dance costume underneath. You're like, I never really play, just stretching it out and then just
Yeah.
destroy everybody. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's funny. That's a good one. Okay, so just to finish off, I kind of like to give a little bit back to like people that are listening. So if you were to give advice to somebody that maybe wants to go into the career of like interviewing or maybe streaming or something to do with esports, what kind of advice would you give people?
Do I need to give only one advice?
You
Or
can
like
give as much advice
multiple?
as you want. Much help.
Okay, so I would say if you want to have a career in esports, still try to have a plan B just in case. Like, at least like that's what I did. Like I was getting like like a degree, but I was in my free time as like as you can say as a hobby, as like a second career. I was doing esports. So if something happens, because when it comes to like for example like to HGC, if like all of the things that you were doing like was in HGC and then it gets cancelled, you're like, what do I do now? Or like right now, like maybe you saw like there's like some kind of like story like with TikTok that like is getting banned in some different
Yeah.
places and stuff like that. Imagine like you like pulled like many years like into TikTok. I mean, it's pretty new, but like into something like TikTok, and then it gets closed, and you're like, I don't have like my career. It's done. Like, what do you do now? It's like always having like to not put all of your eggs into one basket. To have like a plan B just in case. But yeah, but whatever like free time you have, like to put in this hobby, this like dream career. Like, the second thing would be I guess it's probably what everyone says, like to be patient and to not have high expectations
Okay.
because it takes it takes like time, effort, and grind, and it gets easier with time. Like the hardest part is in the beginning. It's like like to get like the I know like
First
the
couple
older
interviews or first or something. Yeah.
Yeah, get like the rock rolling. It's like that's
Hmm.
the hardest part. Like once it goes, like it gets easier and easier. But in the beginning, you just need to tank it,
Hmm.
like
Just
for
tank
like
it. Yeah.
yeah, that's how it is. You know, like you get like no followers, you have no viewers, you get like no subs, and like that's the thing. Like you get like one, you get another one. It's slowly, and the more you get, like the more actually like you like arrives like more. You know,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
it's
No, I
like
get you. Yeah.
exponentially. Yeah, it's not like right away like
Yeah.
like an
People
avalanche.
expect all at once. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were saying that you do your masters in biology and stuff. Do you do anything to do with like your degree?
Right now, nothing,
No.
nothing.
So
Yeah,
you're
because like
focusing 100% on streaming and uh, potential interviewing in the future. Yeah.
not like streaming, because like um, I never saw streaming as a career. Like
Hmm.
I never had like a dream of like, oh, I want to be the next like Pokemon. I want to be the next Soda Pop, and like I want to be Lyric. I want to be this like big streamer.
Hmm.
I saw streaming as one of the paths to esports. You know, like it's a way how I can maybe like get to know people in the industry, or like
Yeah.
how like the industry can get to know me, how the communities can get to know me, and it's a way how I can practice on a daily basis. Because you know, I live in Latvia. Like here, people talk in Latvian and in Russian. Where else do I get to talk in English on a daily basis? Nowhere.
Yeah.
There's there's internet, and if I'm forced to talk in English every day for 4 hours, that's a great practice.
Yeah. That is. That is. Ah, that's good. Okay. And so finally, where can people like find you? So when you're gonna be interviewing those CS:GO stars, where can they find you?
So you can find me on Twitter. It'll be Hansi /Heccu. The same thing goes for YouTube. And when it comes to Twitch, it is just Heccu.
Yes, Echo. Cool. Like I say, thanks very much for actually being on and taking the time out to chat to us. It was good.
It was fun.
Thanks for listening, guys. If you enjoyed the podcast, please like and subscribe. It really helps me and the channel out a lot. And it also keeps you up to date with all the new guests too. Cheers. See ya.